What's up, YouTube? It's Kenny again. Happy Saturday. Sitting here in Champaign, Illinois, getting loaded, headed to Fort Worth, Texas. Then I'll be turning around, heading right back up to Wisconsin. And then presumably be turning back around back to Fort Worth for home time. I got home time coming on the 30th through the 3rd. So not sure how many videos you'll get during that period, but it is what it is. So before we get started, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a truck driver driving across the country, researching and trading stocks, and I will not be held responsible for any moves you make in the stock market. Not ever. I am not your mama. Do your own research. All that stuff. Take responsibility for your own decisions. It ain't on me. All right. So I wanted to make a video today because I've been doing some thinking. All right. If you missed it, I got out of the Ethereum trade. I lost $275. And I've been looking and thinking what I'm going to do next. All right. So, guys, I'm just really sure about Lordstown Motors. All right. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not your mama, all that jazz. But for my purposes, I'm really sure about Lordstown Motors. Okay. Now, I want to be clear that I'm not a long-term investor, and I think most of you guys know that, all right? But when I say I'm sure about Lordstown Motors, and when I talk about Lordstown Motors, I'm not talking about a 5-year outlook. I'm not saying that Lordstown Motors is going to destroy Ford and destroy Tesla and all this kind of stuff, okay? What I'm saying is Lordstown Motors is like $9 a share, okay? And I'm sure, for my purposes, that it's going back to 20, all right, if not 30. And I want to talk a little bit about why, but first I want to say I've made a decision. I'm going to buy some more Lordstown Motors on Monday morning, at least another 100 shares, but I may double my position and buy 200 shares, okay? My current cost basis, we're talking about in the Roth IRA, okay? My current cost basis is about $13.80 a share, and I have 200 shares. If I average down and double my position, I can probably get somewhere around $11.50, $11.80 a share, something like that, okay? We just hit $11.15. I mean, I just am so sure that they're about to have a run that I'm willing to double down on it, all right? I've got this money sitting, I just lost some, and I've got all this money I've kind of reserved for swing trading, But the more I think about it, the more I feel like the market there's a shift happening right now, a rotation. Things are potentially changing toward the upside for the growth stocks, and there seems to be some turbulence in the market, and I don't really want to be swing trading right now. However, earnings for Lordstown comes out on Monday. Now, obviously, they're a pre-revenue company, so they're not going to make a bunch of money. But I've been looking more into it, and I feel like we're going to get some good guidance. And there could be some stuff mentioned about the Hindenburg report and all that stuff. And, definitely I'm sure they're going to talk about this Lordstown week that's coming up. And guys, I really feel like this Lordstown week is going to have a really positive effect if analysts actually show up, which I think they will. They get this tour of the facility. They get to test drive the truck. I think that we're going to have some good news coming out after that happens. Now, that's still about a month away, all right? But I'm willing to put some more money in it. Even if it goes down some from here, I really feel like it's going back to 20 or more. And, on a say a 6-month basis, I really feel like I can make a bunch of money on this stock at the price that it's at right now. I feel like I can double. I feel like it's easily going to double from here, all right? The fact that the short sellers are still trying to push it down, the short interest in it is like 25%, means that we could be seeing a short squeeze. There's so many things like catalysts that I see coming that I think I would be stupid not to go ahead and average down. I wish I would have done it at 7, but you know, it's good to see what's going to happen or whatever. And at this point, like, I feel like there's no way that it doesn't end up back above 20 at some point. And I just really feel like there's a lot of money to be made in it, especially if I, you know, pick up that. It'll be the biggest position I've ever made in a company. So that ought to show you how much I believe in it. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is on this one, guys. I just bought a tiny bit more of Hyliion. I think that there's still some time before that one like really makes this big move, but I feel like there's a move that Lordstown is on the cusp of a big move. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Lordstown, because everybody's kind of down on it. And that's part of the reason that I want to double down on it, because people in my subscribers in the comments are down on it and unsure about it, and that's fine. You know, I'm not bad mouthing you guys. I'm big on you guys making your own decisions, and if you don't like it and you don't feel comfortable with it, then by all means do not invest in it. All right. But we're talking about a company that, you know, has virtually no debt compared to their balance sheet. They have no debt. You know, I mean, I think I saw like one figure that was like, I don't know, 3 million, 2.8 million or something like that in long-term debt or in debt. But as of December, they had $630 million on the balance sheet. All right, $630 million cash on hand, just sitting around in the bank account. Now they spent the last earnings that we got, they had spent $100 million, and that put them at $630 million cash on hand. So even if they spend twice that, we're still going to have, you know, $450 million or something on the balance sheet as of earnings tomorrow or Monday. So that gives them a lot of cash to work with, okay? You know, they've applied to sell direct in Ohio. They've, you know, just done all of these things. And here's my thoughts, okay? When all of these analysts and the short sellers and everybody are saying they're not going to be making vehicles by September or in September, and they've got all these things to say. So the way I feel about this Lordstown Week thing that they're about to do is this is their moment, okay? And I think that this is the whole impetus, the whole reason that they're doing it is because they're saying to these people, all right, you don't think we're ready to put out vehicles? Come on up and take a look and let us show you. And then when those people get in there and they show them what is actually there at the factory, they're going to change their tune, guys. And you know, people talk about how they can't compete with Ford, and this Ford is not going to be releasing their truck for another year, okay? First mover advantage, first to market is very, very important, and they are going to be the first to market, okay? Cybertruck, maybe they deliver some Cybertrucks before that, but I just don't see fleets buying that. I don't think. It's ugly, guys, okay? I love Tesla, but that truck is fucking ugly, all right? And it's not a work truck, all right? I don't care what nobody says. That is not a work truck. So, they're going to be first to market. They've got almost no debt. They've got a huge amount of cash on the balance sheet. They've got 6.2 million square foot plant that was already outfitted with robots. And see, I think that that's something that gets misunderstood, and people think that how can they make a vehicle this fast? And they can do it because they've skipped a bunch of steps, guys. They bought a factory that already was completely outfitted with robots, production lines, all of this stuff. So they had very little work to do to get to, I don't want to say very little work. They had a lot to do, but that step they skipped. They didn't have to build a factory, outfit a factory, and all that stuff. All they had to do was tweak existing stuff. They also skipped a step because GM, that's another thing. GM is into Lordstown Motors, invested in Lordstown Motors for $75 million, okay? GM has them on their tier 1 supplier list. So Lordstown is also another step that they're able to skip is they're able to source a lot of parts through being a tier 1 member of GM. So they can just source a bunch of parts for, like, just say the interior and gauges and, you know, just all that stuff that they're able to source these parts directly from GM and get them at cost. So they're just skipping all of these steps and integrating some of GM's parts and, you know, using the factory that's already existing to allow them to get to the finish line first. And it's a big deal, okay? It is a big deal. And even if and that's another thing about the Ford truck, okay? That truck that they revealed, on that reveal, okay, you saw all the stuff that was on it if you looked at it, okay? And you're like, oh, they can't compete with that. You think they were showing you the $40,000 model that they're talking about? They were showing you the $90,000 model. The truck goes up to $90,000. That's what they're showing you with all the gadgets and the cool things on it and shit. They're not showing you no $50,000 truck. They're showing you a $100,000 truck, all right? So I don't care what you say, and even if they don't compete with Ford, they're gonna sell trucks and they're gonna make money, all right? But really, the reality is, I'm betting that it goes back up to 20, 25, 30, okay? And then I'll sell it. I don't care if they make it 10 years down the line, okay? I'm looking for a big profit, and I think that Lordstown right now is the one that's poised to give me that profit over the next 4, 5, 6 months, all right? And probably the next 3 or 4, guys. I feel like we're going to get a nice bump after we get past this Lordstown week, and then as we get closer to production, they're going to start advertising and stuff like that. I just feel like analysts and everybody are about to change their tune in the next couple of months, okay? And I want to get in heavier now so that I can capitalize on that. So, guys, hit that subscribe button, like the video, let me know what you think in the comments below, and join the Patreon, guys. Join the Patreon. Thanks for watching.